So somebody asked me also if them can take loan to modify them car.
Yeah, man.
Bombard. Hold on, for real?
Yeah.
I'm trying for this, you know.
Yeah.
Skunk Lifestyle, you know the vibe. So I'm bring a new vibe to you today in today's episode. We're actually linking up with Mario Wang. You know, you look like a Wang still, you know, but it's a Wang, you see me? I know a lot of you probably wanting to know, yo, how you can get your auto loans and, yo, how are loans, you know, easily accessed in Jamaica once you have all the prerequisites. So change up the vibe for me today. I'm gonna have a quick chit chat with him. I'm gonna, don't know, get the full scoop of everything. So let's go. How that you sing?
This song I sing, man. Yeah, I did.
Yo,
good?
there, bro. So, yo, Skunk Lifestyle, I'll link up on the man himself. Is it me? The loan minister.
Yeah.
So, yo, what I got to talk about today in today's vlog, you know?
Today we are going to discuss all you need to know about borrowing in Jamaica, where they come from, overseas or yard.
Yeah, because you don't know, a lot of people see vehicles and probably get intimidated by the process of it, but it's not so hard once you have things in place.
Once you know it go and we have the experience,
yeah.
The thing is you don't want to do it on your own. Just like you get a professional like a lawyer to do some things,
yeah.
You need somebody to assist you. So pretty much we're going to cover that. Everything we need to know today. Today.
That is it. Alright, skunkers. So you see what I'm going. We have a loan minister and the host. Yo, Mario, just before we get into the program, I don't know, introduce yourself to the skunkers them now.
Well, Skunk Lifestyle, I mean, good to be here. Yeah. And I'm glad we took the time out today to educate persons on what the loan process is like. Loan process is like in Jamaica. It can be a tedious for many. Yeah. But we can work it through. Alright. So to introduce myself really, I have a background experience in banking. Right. And with the passion of it, it enabled me to move from banking to now working for customers. Definitely. So because of the passion I would like to help persons, we're making myself accessible to you guys, so that we can navigate through this rough system for a lot of persons. And as his name suggests, is loan minister. So when a person can take up the credential for themselves and call themselves loan minister. Yeah, understand? Yeah, so Skunk Lifestyle, let me just give you guys a quick breakdown of what today's vlog is gonna entail. I'm changing up the series a little bit. That's how I end up have him today as a featured guest. So it's almost like an in-car podcast. Yeah. You see me? Yeah, pretty much. It's just basically like an in-car podcast to pretty much, you know, disperse the information. So let me give you a quick history on how I met Mario. I met Mario years ago through my sister. She was like, yo, you know, I have a really good friend that works at a particular place and you know, can help you to get a loan if you want. I said, well, I don't really need no loan right now, but when the time is right, we can link up. Anyways, fast forward to that time, I had an Accord that I wanted to do a little refinancing on. Yeah. And this one I make it easy me. Thanks. And you guys will hear about more of it in my future vlogs of when we reach to a different level in life. But for now, we're gonna just get on to what he does, how the process of it goes, and pretty much we're going to ask some questions. So we're going to actually go live at some part of this interview. So Mario, me want a car for buy. I'm working for a company or I'm self-employed. So we're going to break it up into two different, right? True. So now I'm the working class. I have a nice job, a decent job that pay me. How may I access a loan? You know, where your clients come to you. So go on. Alright, so to begin with, the assessment is what is important. Right. Most persons want to make an educated guess. Most persons want to make an educated guess. Right. And the first thing they ask is what is your rate? Okay. And I'm telling you, the rate is just the beginning. Because each institution would have assessed you differently. Okay. So you can find that you and someone work at the same place, but you might not be able to get you at the same situation because your position is different. Okay. So my brain almost works like an algorithm. Just like how YouTube or the social media Instagram and everything. So the minute I start ask you a question, my brain just start filter out the best option them. Okay. And then from there, I can pinpoint exactly where to go, so that you don't waste time. I remember time is money. Definitely. Yeah. So alright, let's just use an example. I come to you and I want a car. So we're gonna buy a Honda Fit or more buy. Alright.
what you do? You work out the debt service ratio, all of them something. Alright, so give me the process of that part then.
So we work out the debt service ratio, but I don't really want to use a lot of bank terms. I mean, most persons might know what it is.
Right.
But your debt service ratio is really a percentage of your salary that the bank will allocate to you servicing debts. So if you earn 100,000 for example, and your debt service ratio is maybe 40% or 45%, over 45,000, if it's 45%, you will not be able to service the loans over that amount. So I have to work that out. And I thought what persons do though is look, search for a vehicle first and then realize they maybe cannot afford it.
Okay.
So it's always best to work on the ratios first and have somebody, you know, check it out for them. Pretty much the steps are this. Once say somebody reach out to me for a loan or they go to the bank straight, it doesn't matter. The bank does an assessment based on what they can qualify for or based on what them salary can manage, and then from there the documentations are provided, your ID, your pay slip. If you're an overseas customer, you will need like your credit report from overseas. Canadian, England, you can access loans to purchase like cars and houses in Jamaica.
You see, I never know that.
You can do that.
So that's a perk right there.
Different, you know, different calculation, but it's a similar process. So after we do the assessment, sometimes we help the customer locate a car as well. Okay. Because sometimes you don't know what you qualify for.
That's the next thing I want to ask you. Yeah. So you pretty much can give them an idea of what they qualify for before.
Pretty much. Because we're doing it so long, with certain figures, we know which car that equate to. Yeah. So if me hear 40,000, 50,000, 70.
So if a man want to pay a mortgage, not a mortgage, a man want to pay a loan of say, for instance, say $60,000 a month, you can pretty much give him a ballpark figure.
Pretty much give him a ballpark figure, whether it's a brand new car or a used car. Okay. So a brand new car for 60,000, you're probably looking at about a $5 million car. Okay. You know, $5 million for a used car, and that is the thing that we need to know. For a used car, you might be looking at about 3 million. Now the thing is, it's very tricky in terms of buying a used car versus a new one. Because certain person, you might tend to think that you can't afford a new car. Yeah. But sometimes the repayment, when you look at both, when you compare both, a new car sometimes may work out better. Okay. So don't guess, do the maths. Alright, so you got some now, Bams, I link you. You check out my profile, I give you my pay stubs, I give you all of that necessary information. Then what do? You shop it to the different institutions. Oh, alright, oh good. So what I do after I do the assessment, make my decision, I will get it done at the institutions I think would be the best for them. Right, because every institution have different rates. Every institution have different rates. Does it apply to individuals differently as well? Or sometimes a rate might come up from basically an institution at a certain percentage. So what you need to know is at different intervals or different time of the year, banks may have different rates. That's what I'm asking. So I always have to be in the know, so I can advise them. Remember, you know, you're a broker, you know. Basically what you do is you go around and broker your deals. That's what I do. So what I have to do is I have to be in the know and in terms of what is happening, and then my decision to them is pretty much showing them, listen, these are the options, this is my suggestion, you can choose to work with whoever you want to work with, but I will decide, choose this for you, and I will tell you why. Okay, so step one, you get all the credentials from the person. So basically all their information, pay stubs, all of that stuff. All of that is what's the second step is? The second step is you guys have to complete an application form. No, you don't have to worry, because our application form is sufficient for all the banks. Okay. So we have an electronic application form that our customers get. So you can log in, go to the website, log in, complete the application form, and then from that we can provide the different institutions based on what we suggest or your whatever you like. Choice, your choice. And then we get it done within a week or two. Pretty much that's it. Alright, so maybe a question people might want to ask. Is there any difficulties purchasing a left-hand drive car compared to a right-hand drive car? A US salvage vehicle or a salvage vehicle from overseas? Because a lot of those are out here too. Yeah, it is. And it's as you said, it's really a lot of those cars here. Now, for a salvage vehicle, there are banks that don't do it, but there are banks that does process it. Right. So it's just to know. Well, you know. And I know. Yeah. So the thing is, with me, you get that that immediate knowledge of to save your time.
Yeah.
So the resources that I have is what my clients get.
Him and the boss, you know, peeps. That's why I quiz him, so, you know, because him know everything, interest rates, all of that type of stuff. So, alright, we don't want to skip through that. We don't want to skip out the steps, because remember, that's what we wanted. This vlog is all about how you process a loan. So, step 1, you get information from your client. Step 2, you have them fill out the form. Step 3, we'll go to the bank, get it approved. Within a week or 2, when the documents are ready, the customer will sign. Okay, so say you're going to purchase from a new car dealership, I know most of the time they deal with all of the documentations, like the fitness, the registration and stuff like that, and the handover, right? Yeah. Right, but does it work the same for used car dealerships? For used cars, some will do the transfer for you, but for most, the customer will have to do it for themselves. So what we do, we provide... Good question, that don't. Yeah, very great question. So what we do, we provide assistance if they need it, because as you know, time is of the essence. A lot of persons now are working, are hourly paid. Yeah. So time is really important. So what we do is, if the dealer doesn't do it, then we can arrange for them to get it on the tax office, whether we use our bearer. Oh, so you provide that service as well? We can. Okay. We also help with insurance. So once the loan is approved, we're gonna give you like 3-4 quotations that you can choose from. Yeah, I was gonna ask you about insurance. Yeah. So you shop insurance too? Shop insurance. Everything that will stop the process, we want to make sure that we bridge that gap. Alright, I'm gonna ask you a question when I know enough people on the Skunk Lifestyle that I want to ask you now. Right? Because we're gonna go live soon. But what do you think would be the minimum a person would have to earn to be qualified for a motor vehicle? We not talk no brand new vehicle, just qualify. Me just done school, or me just start work, but me tired for take bus, or me want my own vehicle for myself. What you think would be the ideal? The ideal, right? Yeah. I mean, it all depends on the debt service ratio as well, but you know, ideally everything qualify for them. Well, if somebody really, you know, have them head screwed on and image, they're really focusing on just reaching from point A to point B, I would think anywhere between 90 minimum to 100. Really? Yeah. But you can get cars where you can pay 30,000. For 90,000, I can give them an idea. For 90,000, you really want to purchase something within the 1.3, 1.5 area. This is good. That is. You get to it now, you know. Now we are talking about it now, because we are talking about real life thing. You know? Real life. Yeah, we are talking about real life thing. Cause I know enough of the skunkers them would have love to know. So, cause them a watch a program now, and them a probably say, yo, this money I come talk about loan. Loan are just some big money man thing. You have to have a whole heap of money if you can get a car or whatever the case may be. So I want to tell you, we have cases where even if you earn 100,000, 120. You can probably buy a little fit, a $2 million car, 2.1, 2.2. Nice. But the reality is you don't want to go over. Because remember, when you get a car, guys, you're going to have to consider gas, servicing, food. You know, so we really want to encourage you to do this is the priority side, matter about. Yeah, the priority side. And trust me, I don't just do it because I just want to get them in a car. I really look out for the client. Yeah. He's like that, peeps, because I mean, like you must say, yo, you sure you can manage her, and you check out your background and say, yo, bro, remember you did have the rent to pay, or you did have this as credit card for a deal with, you know, and all those things play an integral part of the debt service ratio. It does. So explain to them what would affect your debt service ratio. Alright, so as I say, it's an algorithm having in my brain. Right. As soon as you stage on me, as soon as you stage on me, can just touch somebody and know what I'm going. Yeah. And them the levels intuition they are work off. Them levels I'm soon there. But really and truly, as the name suggests, debt servicing. So it's really a debt. Right. Affect your debt servicing ratio. And your debts would come under what? Meaning what? Your debt come under like, what classified as under debt now is like rent, mortgage, loans, credit cards, hire purchase. Right. All of those are expenses that obligation that you have entered that you have to go meet. So then people that will love go take out things for hire purchase and them something you have to be careful if you don't really want to get a loan for your car. Something like food and your hair and grooming. That is something where you can curtail. Yeah. So if you want to bang your belly one month, you can do it. Yes, you can. But when you have an obligation, go ramen. You can go into crackers and a little sardine. But when you have an obligation, you have to meet it, because guess what? Your credit is an integral part
of you borrowing.
You see
And
that?
you don't want to mess it up.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of person take it for granted.
Yeah.
And Nick, guess what? Financial education is not something that is taught.
No.
Remember, you can only make a financial guess when you leave high school and somebody I tell you say, boy, they recommend you do that.
Mm-hmm.
But you really have to know it.
Definitely.
Because it's like you go at a little junction and you're going to take a left or a right.
Yeah, it's learning experience.
It's a learning experience. You might take the right way,
Yeah.
Some people might get you easy, But if you take the wrong one, God, dog name mess up,
For sure.
And the same institution, them not help you.
Alright, I'm going to ask you a big man question now. What would you say to people, the pros and cons to accessing an auto loan versus buying it cash?
Versus buying it cash.
So may I dabble in a little bit more finance with you now.
Alright, so you can look at it two ways. So I'm going to start with the persons who just leave high school.
Yeah.
Them not got the cash. Or somebody we're still not decided. One thing that you have to agree is that you're going to have a transportation expense, whether you have a car or not.
Bus, taxi,
you have to move from point A to point B, unless you work at your yard, you cook at your yard, you plant your own food, and you make your own things stuff.
Yeah, you make your own things stuff, yeah.
So you're going to have a transportation cost. So what I say is that, write down what your transportation cost is.
Yeah.
Because you might very well decide say you have pay more than if you have a car loan.
True word.
Some people take taxi every day. And when you look on the bill where them incur, them probably never realize it more than a loan.
Yeah, like somebody with a parent versus mortgage.
Now we are going to the other part now where we discuss if you have your cash versus buying it, taking the loan to buy the car. Now for me personally, it's really a matter of what would you do with the cash? Because remember, a car is a depreciating asset. The minute you buy that car cash,
drive it off a lot.
If you pay $1 million for it, as you drive out at $800,000, $1 million with that value.
We know that, yeah, man.
So, if you're a business-minded person, as you know, investing your money in a bank nowadays don't make sense in terms of what the interest rate is.
Right.
If you're not sure where you want to do it, you can risk it down. But I suggest
it's a safe
place to keep it.
Yeah.
But I suggest to everyone that think about something where you're passionate about. It can be anything, Nick. Nick, remember when you started out, we had to do the reverse way to make money.
Yeah, for sure.
We had to work out. If you how much you want, we started with how much you really want to make a month. Definitely. That's where we started,
Yeah, because we had some very good conversations of him was basically saying to me, say, how much you want to make a day?
A day. We narrow it down to a day.
Yeah.
Maybe an hour.
Yeah, because you would have said to me, say, yo, how much what you think would be comfortable for you to make a day? And then we did have to sit it down and think about it and get back to him about it. So it's very important, that part of it.
So each person that listens to this, it will have a different effect on them because everybody's situation is different. Because
some people have mommy were sick, some people have a free life. You see
it
me?
Depends on your situation. The younger person different, they might have saving, but Nick, I hope a lot of young person up on your page.
A lot, yeah.
Because them really need help. And a lot of them making educated guess. A lot of them have a friend, we have a friend. But not because one gets through don't mean say are the best option them take.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's good to we can take the time out to get this information after them because I think it's very important.
Definitely. So like your website, does it have the loan calculator on it?
It does.
Okay.
It has a loan calculator, but it doesn't have because each car carry a different tenure.
Okay.
The newer the car, the longer the bank will give it to repair. And the older the car, the shorter the time. You just have to go and know it.
Right.
So I would suggest for used car, use anywhere between 5 to 7 years old. Probably safe. For a new car, you can do 10.
Yeah. So we're looking to buy a new car, right? What's the minimum you think a person have to earn?
For a new car? It's a good question. I would say, based on what I've seen, the cheapest I've seen a new car for, I'm not telling a lie, probably about 45, 48. In terms of monthly. A new car. And that is like a sedan. No. Okay.
We're not talking about the brand name yet, no?
No, we're not talking about
we'll soon talk about the brand name. When the brand name ready to talk about the brand name, we'll talk about the brand name.
We're not talking about the brand name yet. Brand, you hear that?
Yeah, we're not talking about the brand name yet, but when we're ready to talk about the brand name, we're ready to talk about the brand name, yeah.
So, and I would say, I would really say 150 to 200 depending on the type of car that you want to buy. About 200,000, you're comfortable.
So 200,000 monthly.
Yeah.
Should be able to get you a brand new car.
You should be able to get a. You can get a brand new car with 200,000 for sure.
Okay.
People will get it for 150. You know what I mean? So it's really, having to say, people with different responsibility is a different scenario.
Yeah.
So not because I say 150. If you know you have this and that and blah blah to deal with, it's a different calculation of it. But roughly,
listen,
150 to
peeps,
200.
we're gonna actually go live now on my Instagram. I'm gonna ask him a couple questions that probably you would probably want to hear the answers for. So I'm gonna shut up a live quick. Yeah, remember so enough for the skunkers them want to know for access loan and them.
Yeah, true. Bro. And I care them David.
Yeah.
So them really want to know. I know people not think so them can buy new cars. You know?
No, that's why this program is important.
Let me just do a quick maths on something, yeah?
Yeah.
Can you ask me some figures? I don't want. Someone like me don't know my thing, dog. Hold on. See, the 200,000 can get you a payment of 74. 74 can get.
I'm not calling no, you know, so you can talk all you want. Alright, so somebody say how overseas go.
Oh, so overseas?
Yeah.
Well, overseas easy. And we know overseas persons pretty much, you know, intricate about them, you know, them data and everything. So we don't ask overseas person for their social security. But what we need though to make the assessment, what we need to make the assessment is like a credit report, either from Equifax, Experian, your last 3 months pay slip, so we can get an idea what your debt service is like, so we can help you make a decision. And we know the transportation back and forth, and sometimes the customer service, I think this might be the best approach you can find in terms of saving time and money.
Alright, so see that? Okay, so somebody asked, can someone living overseas get a commercial vehicle loan?
A commercial vehicle loan? Alright, so once you're buying a commercial vehicle, it is pretty much looked at as a business loan.
Okay.
The difference with a commercial vehicle and a personal vehicle is that the bank finance a lesser amount, because they are saying that it will depreciate quicker. But yes, it is possible. That's the answer.
So somebody asked me also if them can take loan to modify them car.
Yeah, man.
Bombard. Hold on, for real? Yeah. I'm trying for this, you know.
Yeah, but remember, you know, once you qualify, once your debt service ratio is within what it should be.
Yeah.
And you know, on the body street, them can't deny you a loan.
Okay, nice. Alright. Prad by Nick says, how do I go about an auto loan with a self-employment job, and do I need to be registered? Wow, that is a good question.
Very good question. Well, listen, we live in a time where it is not the same as it used to be. Yeah. So now banks are pushing forward for a registered business. Okay. Now listen carefully. If your nature of your business is like what
so he's a photographer.
Exactly. So the nature of his business is his profession. Yeah. He can get away with that. Okay. Because him work based on his talent. Like a barber.
He just have to prove that he's getting money to his account and all of that.
But we're not saying don't register your business. Register your business because it makes the process easier in Jamaica. And it's not like we can't do it.
And more traceable.
It's more traceable. And it's not like we can't do it, but it requires more writing, more begging.
Yeah,
you have to present it better.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
But it's doable. So if you're self-employed, it depends on the type of job. Some is easier to pull through than some without being registered.
Nice. That was a good question. How long does a person have to, so Art Video, which is Anthony, says, how long does a person have to be self-employed to qualify for a loan? How many months do you need for the bank statements? That is a good question as well. Wow. Nice question that come through, man. Yeah.
I'm up and running, man. Anyway, so no, everything I'm saying has to do with no, because if this question was posed like a couple years ago, would that be a different response? But now I need a minimum of 1 year bank statement to show. Okay, so 1 year basically you have to flow money through your account. And think about it, business up and down thing, you know, and the bank need to make an assessment that over time period you can show you can manage it. So maybe before we could have used 6 months, now we definitely have to use a minimum of 1 year bank statements too. You know, as a self-employed person.
Good question, man. Good question. So somebody said the great Mario Wang. Alright, so Samurai Vinyl Prints. So I have 3/4 of the funds. I'm self-employed at the moment. Can I deposit what I have and get the full funds for purchase and how?
Alright, so self-employed person. Let me just generalize self-employed now. Remember, you guys, unlike an employed person, an employed person is more like a checkbox assessment. Good?
Yeah.
So you get your PSP, you get your ID, them can easily do the checkbox. Them don't really have a lot to think of when them doing an employed person. Self-employed, it requires a more detailed assessment.
Okay.
The problem is, you don't have enough bankers that understand how to process a self-employed.
Right, because they don't work for themselves. So they're not going to know that.
The knowledge, them don't really learn it the proper way.
Right.
Because we're moving from a state where we had to learn grassroots lending to now automated. So them can't relate to what makes the decisions.
Yeah.
So what they're doing now is just putting information in a system and the system just pluck out.
Okay.
So them can't get to write a story per person. I remember you're not gonna find everybody have the same situation. So for self-employed person, we get back to the question. You're going you're gonna have to start depositing funds on an account. Yes, it's possible, but we need something to show the bank and prove to the bank that you can manage whatever this monthly payment is.
Nice. Well, I'll just go to one more question and then we'll close out the live.
Let me repeat the question. He says he had about 50k interest. I'm not sure what that means. So a loan, for a loan to go bad, let me just describe that. For a loan to go bad, at least 3 months of non-payment. Let me repeat. If you don't pay a loan within 3 months, it automatically classified as a bad debt. So if your question is
that's how I collect and thing and start.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if the card went bad and you pay it off, the good thing is you can access a loan after you close it.
Okay, so pretty much why you have to clear up your debt then?
Once you clear up your debt, you can apply for another loan. So I hope I answer your question. But what you need to know is that different institution will give you a different time.
Okay. Okay, nice. And then you have credit bureaus and stuff like that people go through to kind of see if your credit score is good and stuff. Yeah, so we just did that whole question and answer through the Instagram live. I think that was pretty good still.
Yeah, it was.
So peeps, I hope we pretty much covered everything. You think we covered everything? Is there anything that you felt like you missed out that you wanted to kind of like bring up to speed?
I think so, but I can just quickly do a run through. Person might ask, this is a good question, why go through you when we can go to the bank?
That's a good question. Yeah, why work with
loanminister when we can go to the bank myself and want me 2 foot them?
Yeah.
And Ray, the thing about it is that most persons, as I said, would go for a lower interest rate. But each person, listen carefully, each person or each bank is assessed differently, right? So you might waste time at one bank going there because you think the rate is low, but guess what? You may have a bad card and that bank might ask to wait 7 years. Now think about the time, and it's not like them going till the same time. Sometimes it's weeks after you learn this and you have to go to another bank.
You can
that information
access.
Exactly. So that information will already been processed by the algorithm up here, and you would have been informed.
Okay.
So if that is one good question, and the other question is overseas person.
Right.
Somebody came on the live and was asking. I mean, it can be in Cayman, USA, Canada,
anywhere,
England,
most places.
Most places. But you have to go provide a credit report and your last 3 months pay slips as a start, so we can start the assessment.
And I mean, the typical thing, if you can't pay a loan, they might take with the care.
Typically, basically.
Yeah. So we would suggest that if you are going to take a loan, be sure that you'll be able to can manage to pay the loan. And if you realize that you're running into financial problems down there, or it's something going to happen, you either have to sell the car, or would they be able to contact the bank for any like leeway or anything like that? Yeah,
well, one of the things you need to know is that once the bank is in contact with you, it's better.
Okay.
A lot of persons, once them loan go by them start hide, and it's not a good look.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, your credit will show.
So them not so hard and fast, and if you can explain to them, say, certain things.
I mean, they don't want to go bad.
No.
But if it's circumstances outside of your control, some arrangement can be made, or we can help you make it. So if you're not sure, you can reach out to us.
Okay.
Or me as well, because
like I tell you, everything loan, you know. Everything loan.
What you need to know. I was a I used to pack cash to go different banks. I used to do little debt collections in terms of internal for the bank.
Yeah.
So I don't know any department that I haven't passed through foreign exchange. So,
yeah, man.
You know what I mean? So it's a win-win.
Definitely.
Win-win. Can't lose.
And yo, trust me, I think this was a good vibe. A really nice vibe, so people can now have a better understanding. And people can work on how much money them need to earn now if they want to access a certain type of car, vice versa, new cars and stuff like that. I think we touch on the topics of left-hand drive versus right-hand drive. So
like a self-employed drop-in, like a bad credit.
Definitely, because those are real to life questions for real.
And one thing I want to tell the Skunk Nation is that there's nobody that we can't help. Is it that we can help you now, or we tell you what to do to fix up. Right. So nobody should leave feeling like they
feel disheartened. Yeah, so the long and short of what he's saying is that don't feel like you will never be qualified. It's just that if you are in a bad state at one point in your life, he can try to help you to coordinate your life a little bit better. That will push you towards accessing a loan or something like that. So
definitely. And lastly, the self-employed. I mean, self-employed is really a rough space to be in this climate. In a Jamaican it's rough. So what I would suggest is that you guys start passing as much as you can through your account. If your customer owe you, send them your account number, make them just credit your account.
Your bank transfers,
because that is your payslip, the only payslip you have.
And the banks use that, right?
And the banks use it.
Okay, so you hear that?
Yeah, most times when you guys come to me, it's too late and you want something now. So we don't even get time to prepare you for the war or for the game.
Right. Because you have a lot of self-employed people that pay them mortgage, right? And pay them loans.
Them pay them loan. I want to say most self-employed persons can pay. But they just can't prove that they can pay. Right. It's a very frustrating feeling. I mean, they went, but I can pay and I do this and I do that, but we just can't show. Yeah. And the money that they lend in are customers' money.
Project a little bit more,
And the money lend is our customers' money.
That's good. I think we covered a lot of grounds today. If you guys have any other additional questions that we can follow up for a follow-up episode, you can leave in the comment section because I'll just jot them down. And the next time we link up, we're going to talk about mortgages.
Definitely.
Right, because remember skunk lifestyle, so it encompasses not only auto, but we want to do a little bit of lifestyle, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So
yeah, so let me just leave my information. So my website is www.theloanminister.com.
I'll pop that up.
That's www.theloanminister.com. Instagram and TikTok is Loan Minister. Our contact number for WhatsApp is 876.
He made a mistake right here, skunkers.
Cool. So if you need me, reach out. You have every medium.
At the boss, peeps. At the boss. And you want to do any big ups to anybody out there?
Why?
Too much people.
The amount of people. So listen, first of all, I want to big up all of my customers that always support me, that love the convenience, send them friend, them auntie, them uncle, them nephew, because them believe in us so much. Yeah. And trust me, it means a lot to us.
Definitely.
Trust me. We live for them things. We like to see people get through. We like to see people prosper, and we like to know that we are part of that journey.
Definitely.
So if you need, it's not a one-way thing. It's value for whatever you're doing.
Yep. And I mean, they can contact you if they need to know your fees and stuff like that, because your fees tailor to different services that you have. And I'll just give you my testimony of working with Mario. I wouldn't be doing a vlog on him if I didn't think he was a credible individual. He has helped me a lot.
Remember when you know me at tricycle days, you know?
The school, man.
Just start banking, so I will if a mistake could make me reach right, so
definitely.
But I think overnight.
Definitely. You know? And he has helped with this skunk lifestyle journey in a lot of ways, peeps. So from you seeing up on the program, you must know, say, yo, I'm a G. Yeah. So we don't know him skunk verified, isn't me? So we're gonna close out this episode now. If you like it, leave a thumbs up. You don't know, share it up. Someone you know might actually need a loan. Definitely. Right? And loan is not a bad thing if you know what you're doing with your money. Right? So a lot of credible people, a lot of, you either call it quote unquote uptown business people, majority of them is loan, but they know how to balance their life and navigate their life. You see me?
And I think one of the things with us, we don't synergize enough as business person. you know certain people want certain things, they know exactly where them are going.
Exactly.
You understand?
The network good.
The network is good. I think for segregated too much as business person, we need to change that.
Yeah.
Nick good at what him do, me good at what me do, other person great at what them do. But we need to make that little connection there. Too much people are try. I don't know what cause a little segregation there.
Yeah.
But it need to change.
Or the ego.
Yeah.
The ego,
so
but
we need to fix up. I mind for Jamaica, I don't know.
maybe who to tell. Jamaican people different
we
to
fix
that.
up. We can fix up the thing, man. And we have to work together, guys. That's the only way. Together, we can achieve more. Nick.
That is it. Yeah, man. So, yo, big up on yourself, Skunkers. Hope you like this episode. We're out.